Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about less is more when it comes to safari. One of the problems I run into the most with guests when we first start planning a safari is wanting to do too much. And I know this is a really difficult one because there's a lot. Just to take one country like Tanzania, people will come and say, I want to see Kilimanjaro, I want to go to Arusha National Park, I want to go to Lake Manyara, I want to go to Tarangire, I want to go to Ngorongoro Crater, I want to go to Serengeti. And that's just talking about the northern circuit in Tanzania. Now, that person, maybe it's you, maybe someone you know, is going to have maybe 10 days. And the budget doesn't really matter. This is more about how much time you have and the way you want to spend it. If you want to be living out of a bag and you want to have 5 minutes in each place and you want to spend most of your time in the car or on a plane, then by all means try and pack in as much as you possibly can. Stay one night somewhere, stay 2 nights somewhere. But that won't be a safari with me, and it won't be a safari with Cassini Safaris. You need, I always say, at least 3 nights somewhere. You need 3 nights to really appreciate a place, to be able to relax, to learn about it, to meet the people, and to really experience somewhere properly. If possible, 4 nights is perfect, or longer. Now, there's some exceptions to that. If we're talking about Northern Circuit, maybe Ngorongoro Crater is an exception to that, but we'll talk about that in another video. So, less is more, because doing too much can really ruin your safari. And I know it's difficult. FOMO is real, especially when you're planning your holiday. Maybe it's a holiday of a lifetime. Going on safari, it's a big deal, it's expensive. Maybe you're feeling the pressure because you're planning for your family or your friends or your group that you travel with a lot. But please, please, please resist the urge to do too much. If you take a checklist approach and you just want to tick off all the locations, it's not going to work, okay? This is not like visiting London and you can see Tower Bridge and Westminster and the British Museum all in an afternoon, okay? These places are far apart, they're difficult to get to, and they require much more of your attention and your time, okay, to do these places justice. If you're running around rushing all the time, the experience, transcendental experience of a safari, it's just going to be travel, move, and that's not what it's about, okay? It's about slowing down. Apologise if I'm out of breath a bit. I'm walking up a hill here in Bonnie, Scotland, where the sun is shining. This is where I'm at if I'm not on safari. Now, just to give you a good example, the last safari I did myself as a private guide was in January, and almost 3 weeks long, but we actually only visited 4 national parks in 3 weeks. Okay, so we were doing the minimum, shortest place we stayed anywhere was 3 nights. That was in Tarangire, and then 4 nights everywhere else. Okay, and Serengeti, we actually split that between 2 camps for the calving season between Ndutu area and Kusini area, which is a super cool way of doing it if you're looking at that for next year. Now, as far as that length, you might think, oh well, you could really pack in everywhere in Tanzania in that time. And let me tell you, you'd be nuts to do that, okay? I understand this might be the only time that you're going, but trust me, you will really regret it if you try and fit too much in and you just do one night here, one night there. Please take a minimum of 3 nights. 4 nights is great, or even longer. Less is really more. Maybe you've got 10 days. That's often pretty common safari length for folks. Maybe you're on holiday in the States, you don't get much time off, or Europe, you're trying to fit something in before school holidays. 10 days, you might need a night on arrival. Let's say Arusha, we're running with this northern Tanzania example. And then the next day you get going. Now, 10 days, you could do 2 destinations, 4 days in each. Okay, or let's say Serengeti, 4 nights. Ruaha National Park in southern Tanzania for 4 nights. And then you're out of there. So that's 9 nights, 10 days, perfect. If you start trying to do 3 places, it gets tricky. Okay, so let's say you want to do Tarangire, 3 nights, Serengeti, 3 nights, then Ruaha, 3 nights. Okay, doable at a push, but you start moving around and you're going to be tired. People underestimate going on safari. It's tiring. Okay, you're up early in the morning, you're bumping around in the truck, it's hot, it's dusty, you're eating incredible food 8 times a day and you're having plenty of gin and tonics. Okay, so if you're moving around this type of rhythm to your day, you're gonna get worn out. All right, and that's when you need to think about slowing down and appreciating everything around you and the amazing people you're gonna meet. Okay, you wanna be relaxed on your best form. You don't wanna be worrying about when's the next plane, when's this, or when you've got a couple of hours, all that logistical stuff that we'll handle for you. And we take all of that stress away for you. So that's when you want to think about, okay, maybe I'll just do 3 nights and 4 nights and then a few nights on the beach to finish. You can go to Zanzibar, you can go to Mafia, whatever you want. Okay, so when you're planning your next safari, please just remember, less is more. FOMO is real, I don't deny it, but you will really be grateful if you go to less places for longer.